So Mother's Day was a couple of days back, and I didn't have anything lined up for today. But I've decided I'm going to make up for that by celebrating the 20th anniversary of this underrated film that was pretty big. What happens when a gal meets a nice guy and eventually meets his mother, but she turns out to be well, you got this film right here. Here's my review of Monster in Law. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual Bear, known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2005 rom-com Monster in Law, released by New Line Cinema, directed by Robert Luketic, written by Anya Kokoff, starring Jennifer Lopez, Jane Fonda, Michael Vartan, and Wanda Sykes. It marked a return to cinema for Miss Fonda, being her first film in 15 years since she did Stanley and Iris back in 1990. Though the film got this big time for critics for some of the things like Lopez's performance and the screenplay, but however, praised Miss Fonda's performance, it was a box office success. The film was released on this day, May 13th, 2005, today, which today is the 20th anniversary of this film. It came out just a week after it made its premiere in Atlanta. New Line released the film in other countries except for Germany and Austria, where it was released through Warner Brothers. Charlie Cantillini is a temp dog walker, yoga instructor, and aspiring fashion designer from Venice Beach, who meets Dr. Kevin Fields. At first, she believes he is gay, but Kevin later asks her out, and she feels she has finally found the right man. Things start to sour when Kevin introduces Charlie to his mother, Viola, a former newscaster turned talk show host. She was recently replaced by someone much younger, which led to her having a meltdown, attacking a young guest on air, and being committed for several months. Loathing Charlie immediately because she is a temp and going to destroy him, Viola becomes more distraught when Kevin proposes to her. She fears she will lose her son just as she lost her career. Determined to ruin Kevin and Charlie's relationship, she enlists the help of her loyal assistant Ruby and Kevin's vindictive ex-girlfriend Fiona. At the engagement party, Fiona kisses Kevin in his dressing room, deeply hurting Charlie, who feels out of place in Kevin's world, precisely as Viola and Fiona planned. Viola finds an anxiety attack and moves in with Charlie while Kevin is away for a medical conference, hoping to drive her crazy with her antics. Charlie soon realizes Viola's plan and retaliates by destroying her bedroom and tampering with her antipsychotic medication, which Viola had to replace with vitamin C tablets. Charlie eventually confronts her, forcing her to move out. Finding no way to stop the wedding, Viola tricks Charlie into eating nuts during the rehearsal dinner. This causes an extreme allergic reaction, which causes Charlie's face to swell. Luckily, it subsides by morning. On the day of the wedding, Viola turns up wearing an extravagant white dress instead of the peach colored one Charlie had specially made for her. This leads to a violent standoff between them, with Viola refusing to accept Charlie and declaring she will never be good enough for Kevin. Suddenly, Viola's dreadful mother in law, Kevin's grandmother, Gertrude, arrives and they have an indignant argument. Gertrude holds Viola responsible for the death of her son, Kevin's father, many years earlier, claiming he died of terminal disappointment. Gertrude's resentment of Viola resembles Viola's animosity towards Charlie, who decides to back down because she feels the same thing will happen to them in 30 years. Now for the ending, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video immediately. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. As I sound count down that guy. Sorry. Please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Charlie leaves to tell Kevin the wedding is off, but Ruby finally gets through to Viola She resents being compared to Gertrude, but Ruby points out that Viola is far worse as Gertrude never tried to poison her, referring to the nuts at the rehearsal dinner. Gertrude also wore black to Viola's wedding because she was in mourning for her son. An equally disrespectful mirror of Viola's behavior. When Viola claims she wants her son to be happy, Ruby asks her what made her think he wasn't. Viola has an epiphany and ultimately realizes that she wants Charlie to stay. She tells her that she will leave the couple alone if that means her son is happy. Charlie, however, tells Viola that she wants her to be part of their lives and they set some boundaries and ground rules. Charlie and Kevin get married, and Viola, now wearing the peach colored dress, catches the bouquet when Charlie throws it. As the newlyweds drive away to their honeymoon in Hawaii, Viola and Ruby leave to go out drinking. End of story. So what did I think of Mother? Well, not Mother, Monster-in-Law. Whoopsie. Yes, what did I think of this? Now I've only seen this like twice or three times. It's been a long time since I last saw this. I recently revisited it last month, and I'm gonna say it's a pretty underrated rom com and what have you. I mean, J Lo was actually pretty good. In other words, I disagree with what critics say about her. Well, the film sits at a mere 19% on Rotten Tomatoes. As they say, while Fonda steals the movie in her return to the screen, a tired script and flimsy performances make this borderline comedy fall flat. Well, it does have a few issues, but not too bad and what have you. Metacritic has it a score of 31, while audiences polled by CinemaScore gave this a B+. Roger Ebert wasn't thrilled with this, saying, "You do not keep Jane Fonda off screen for 15 years only to bring her back as a specimen of rabid momism. You write a role for her. It makes sense. It fits her. You like her in it. It gives her a relationship with Jennifer Lopez that could plausibly exist in our time and space. It gives her son who has not wandered off after the ER auditions, and it doesn't supply a supporting character who undercuts every scene she's in by being more on topic than any of the leads." Well, that's understandable and what have you. But of one good, decent review, Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle said it's a crude, obvious comedy, excuse me, I almost said obnoxious, which occasionally clunks, but it's often very funny, as well as being a really shrewd bit of popular entertainment. Its appeal resides in a lot of things, not the least of which is a sophisticated awareness of what an audience brings to it. I completely understand that, but I felt like it had a few funny moments and what have you. It is pretty funny at times and what have you. Despite getting a ton of hate, the film still became a big hit, making 155 million worldwide on its $43 million budget. Now, there was to be a TV series of this would that was announced in 2014, with Fox developing this with Amy B. Harris as creator. But however, it didn't ultimately happen after we heard about what happened 7 years later, as he reported that the series didn't ultimately happen. Nevertheless, I found Monster Law to be pretty funny in some parts. Sure, it does have its issues, but nevertheless, I found it to be pretty funny. The film's director was Robert Luketic, who had recently directed Legally Blonde as well as Went a Date with Ted Hamilton. After this, he also went on to direct 21, The Ugly Truth, and Killers, as well as direct a couple episodes of Jane the Virgin and episodes of the recent Netflix series of The Babysitters Club. I will say his direction did pretty good. Anya Kotkov's story for the film wasn't too bad either. Sure, it has a few issues, but nevertheless, it proved to have a few funny moments and what have you, though. The score from David Newman wasn't too bad either. Now, for our cast, we have J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez in the role of Charlie, although the character's actual name is Charlotte, but it's Charlie. I'm going to say what the Spike critics say. I don't care what they have to say. She did good. Viola is played by Jane Fonda, who makes a big comeback. And I must admit, she did exceptionally a superb job playing in the role of Dr. Kevin Fields is Michael Vartan, who had appeared in numerous other films. He had recently appeared in Never Been Kissed and 1 Hour Photo and several other films. Of course, most people would know him from playing Michael Vaughn on ABC's big hit Alias, as well as TNT's Hawthorne and the E-drama series The Arrangement. I will say he was pretty good in that performance. Wanda Sykes takes on the role of Ruby. She was pretty funny in ways. Am Scott played Remy, not too bad. Monette Mazur played Fiona, pretty good. Will Arnett played the character of Kit, who was really good. And Elaine Stritch played the role of Gertrude. Yeah, pretty good. So the cast isn't too bad, but I really don't think Monster in Law is that bad of a movie. If you're into movies with J Lo and what have you, then I'd say give this film a one-time watch. I would also recommend this if you're a Jane Fonda fan as well. I'd recommend you give this film a one-time watch. That's my verdict. This film is not completely bad, completely. So again, give this a one-time watch. So what did you think of Monster in Law? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Feel free to share my vids with your friends if you like. And join me next time when I bring to you a review of the next installment of the Pink Panther series in A Shot in the Dark. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films with a little wedding feel to them. In the upper left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of a recent film with J-Lo in it, Shotgun Wedding, which premiered on Prime Video a few years back. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of another underrated film that involved a little wedding in it, and that would be Bride Wars. Very underrated film. Or go to the bottom left hand corner and see my review of the, well, the big film that really put Robert Lukac on the map, Legally Blonde from 2001. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.